Good morning. Welcome to Your True Voice. Deborah Bonner is my name, and I'm just so happy that you uh, found a way to join me this morning. Um, we're going to start with just me, okay? So I want to be able to answer some of your questions. I'm going to initially talk about the voice and how it works, okay? And then the problems, vocal problems that we have, and how to correct them. A little bit later, we'll have some individuals come in and we'll talk a little bit of voice. And then my daughters will come in at the end and we'll have fun. Because it's always fun talking voice with my daughters. We're all very strong personalities. So it's awesome. It's awesome. And we're very honest, we're very upfront. And you'll get a chance to see a little bit of the Bonner girls in communication and how we deal with each other and how we deal with voice. They're very, very comparable in what they do. Hi, come on in. Okay, so the voice. Singing is no more than talking. That's what singing is. Correct singing is speaking in pitch. That's why little kids basically sing correctly. They just talk. Mary had a little lamb. They just talk in pitch. Then there's no tension, there's no strain. It's usually when they start getting into the teen years, going into puberty, that their voice shift. Their voice, then they're self-conscious too. Because their muscles are growing and their larynx changes. The voice shift. So as their vocal cords elongate, their larynx or their voice box get bigger and elongates. Then there's a difference in their tone, and their voices become a little more unstable, and especially with young men, and we call them cambiadas. And their voices could start to shift and change 10, 11, 12, 13. Some start at 13, where their voice box is bigger, their vocal cords get thicker, and it's constantly growing. And so there's no stability in their voice. Now, we have two sets of muscles in our throat. We have the muscles we use for singing and speaking. Well, speaking, and under speaking comes singing. And then we have a set of muscles that we use for swallowing. And a lot of times when we sing, we use the wrong muscles. We use swallowing muscles. And that means that the larynx goes up. And as the larynx goes up, like I said, this is your voice box, and your vocal cords come together from up at the front, and at the back, it opens and closes, and this is vibrating the whole time. So as the larynx goes up, it stretches the vocal cord sometime. And then those outer muscles that massages the food down your esophagus puts pressure on the vocal cords, and that's why it tightens up. And then it's hard for the vocal cords to vibrate freely. So but when we just breathe, the larynx is down and the vocal cords are relaxed and they can just vibrate. If you just breathe, the vocal cords are open. And when you utter a sound, they open and close. Air comes through the vocal cords and they open and close. And that gives you your initial sound. Then when it leaves the vocal cords, it vibrates. It vibrates in the pharynx, inside of the mouth, in the nasal cavity. And based on the way your head is shaped, the density of your bones, the muscles, in your mouth and in your face, and the stuff in your brain determines your voice. It's just like a violin. The initial sound is the vibration of the strings when you strum the string and it vibrates. That's your initial sound, but then it has that hole and it vibrates inside the violin. And depending on how hard the hard the wood is and the shape of the instrument determines the sound, the quality. Our face determines the quality of your tone. Okay, so the first question I've written a book during this COVID season, and it has taken me a year, and that's like every day, at least 4 hours, 6 hours a day, writing this book, the knowledge that I've gained over the 50 years. And so one section in the book, and it's called Your True Voice. This is most common questions about singing. How can I sing without straining? So the key to singing without straining is to use the correct muscles for singing. And that's the muscles we use for speaking. So singing is no more than speaking in pitch over an extended range. If you use your speaking muscles, your larynx stays down, because if it goes up, then you're using the wrong muscles. You're using swallowing muscles. So speaking is no more than singing with the larynx down and the vocal cords vibrating in a coordinated fashion. Now, sometimes our vocal cords are not very coordinated, and that's when you get breaks and cracks in the voice. And that's when you don't have a very good tone quality, or the vocal cords doesn't come together flush. If it doesn't come together flush, then you get we call it dirt in the voice. It's not a good, pure tone. The more flush the vocal cords come together in a coordinated fashion, the more pure the tone. Okay, so I just talked a little bit about how the voice works. So what is the key to good singing? Speaking in pitch. So, but how can I sing how can I speak a high C? Well, that's going to take some training. It's going to take some training of the muscles so that all those muscles work properly without allowing that larynx to go up. So we have exercises that will train your larynx to stay down, like when you speak, and the vocal cords to come together, open and close in a coordinated fashion. We have exercises to get the vocal cords to vibrate in a coordinated fashion. The more coordinated the vocal cords come together, the better your tone. And so it's like basketball. You could have a born athlete his muscles are very coordinated, and he has a lot of strength in his body. But if he doesn't exercise or practice the dribble, when he first starts dribbling that ball, regardless of how great an athlete he is, it's going to go all over the place. He's got to practice it until he feels that weight against the ball and it comes up. And then he becomes coordinated as he learns how to dribble the ball. His dribble becomes more coordinated. Then he's able to dribble all behind the back and in the front, between the legs, and his body, as he runs, is coordinated with the dribble. The same way for singing. So we have exercises that train those muscles to do what they're meant to do. So yeah, there are born singers also who are born with pretty much coordinated vocal cords, and they're able to sing from their lowest register through their middle up into their head voice with no breaks and cracks, no tension. So does that mean they don't need training? like an athlete, a born athlete, yes, if you're going to do the duties that is necessary to be a great athlete, you're going to need training. And so singing is an athletic event. Does that make sense? Okay. So let's ask another question. I have over 30 questions, most common questions about singing. Are there some people who are just born to sing? Of course, I just said that. But training is really important. The more correct training, the better the voice is going to be. So if you're playing basketball and you're not training those muscles to hit the high C, you're just singing. You may even use the wrong muscles, so then your singing is going to be not as good, right? So the same thing. If you can train, but if you have faulty training, your voice is going to get worse. I've seen people who were born singers and they've taken voice lessons from someone and they come out singing worse because it was faulty training. So it undid a lot of stuff that person was doing naturally correctly. So, does age affect one's singing ability or vocal development? Does age affect one's singing? Well, it does, but if you're training, you can be a better singer as an older person than when you were young, even a natural singer. Now, if you do not sing, then it's like a person who plays basketball that's no longer playing basketball. He starts playing 3 years later. He's not going to be as good, right? Because he has not exercised those muscles. I have 8 children, and I guess it may vary with the person, but with every baby, my voice has gotten lower. But because I continued to train, or I continued to sing correctly, my voice has just maintained itself, and in some cases gotten better. So age and life does have an effect on the voice. Trauma has an effect on the voice. You know, you're going through something, it affects your voice. I often say that your voice is a manifestation of who you are. A person can be, maybe because I've taught for 50 years, I've been able to kind of pick up on that. Sometimes people come in and their voice doesn't work in a certain area, and I can see that they've had some emotional trauma in their life. And so I also have tools to get rid of negative emotion, like fear and anger and anxiety and depression. And I learned this about 35 years ago from one of the top psychologists in the world. And within minutes, we can get rid of the negative emotion, and it'll help them be able to, those muscles work properly. So let's see. I was told that I must choose between classical and pop. Is that true? A lot of teachers feel that way, that, you know, either sing pop or sing classical. And a lot of your music schools, universities, they will not allow you. If you're in vocal performance, you cannot sing pop. They don't want you to sing pop because they think that you can damage your voice, or it will take away from your classical singing. Not so with this technique. If, in fact, I feel that if you have a technique that will not allow you to sing in any style, there's something faulty in that technique. Because what we're doing is we're working with muscles that produce tone. And so if the muscles are working properly, you can sing anything. You can sing classically and then turn around and sing hard gospel if you're singing correctly. And so I remember when I was in college, I was a vocal performance major. And because I started studying voice when I was 13 from one of the finest vocal coaches in the state of Michigan, I got scholarships throughout college in vocal performance. And so I was way ahead of the game, when I started in college in vocal performance. I had a huge repertoire already. And I had sung throughout Europe as a classical recording artist as a teenager. And when, in singing, I used to sing gospel at 13 before I started taking voice. And after training for 5 years with Vivian Whelan, I couldn't sing pop anymore and I couldn't sing gospel anymore. I had this classical voice. I felt like, oh, I'm stuck with this classical voice. I have a great appreciation for classical, but that is not my heart. That's not my love. Gospel music is my heart. Pop music is my heart. Jazz, I love jazz. And so it wasn't until I graduated from college and I went on, got to get my master's in vocal performance from the University of Michigan, which is considered one of the top vocal schools, vocal programs in the nation. And so that was like a nail in the coffin because I was really steeped in classical music. Graduated, and I remember auditioning for a band. And they said, you're a little too good for what we want. I'm like, too good? What does that mean? Oh, no, I've been duped. So my husband introduced me to a gentleman by the name of Seth Riggs. And he taught all the stars. I mean, all of them, especially those who won the Grammys were his students, at the time. And so within 2 lessons, he was able to convert my classical to pop and gospel. I was able to sing pop and gospel again. So I had great training, but I didn't know how to switch it. It only took 2 lessons for me to have my pop voice. So I would say that your finest classical teachers are teaching correct principles. It's just understanding a couple of more things that could allow you to sing pop. And of course, with Seth Riggs, I was able to sing pop and gospel, and my classical was better than ever. So we have someone here. Come on in. Hello. So I have a student that I've been working with for about a month, a little more than a month. 2 months maybe? How long have we been working? 3 months, 2 months. So come on in. So Caleb, don't be nervous, okay? So I taught him yesterday, and so I said, well, will you come and share with me on Facebook Live? And how do you feel about it? You okay?
Yeah.
You okay?
Nervous, but yeah.
You're a little nervous, but okay. Okay, so one thing that I don't know. Let's talk with you, Caleb. What have you grown at all in the month or two that we've been training?
I think definitely I have grown a lot from progress.
Okay,
Definitely.
so what was the difference between what you found before and now? And this is the first time I've ever asked him this question, so I have no idea what he's going to say or whatever.
Honestly, like I could definitely tell I was a little bit nasally and kind of shy once in a while, but after your vocal room, it feels like my voice has like developed more, opened more, and I feel like I'm a completely different me. So,
Oh, so tell me about that. A different you. In what way are you different?
like I feel more confident not just about my voice, but about who I am, like how your voice can, like how a true voice, not just a true voice, but also it can be your true self.
Wow, and that is so true. Did I tell you to say that? Did I?
I don't think so, no.
No, you don't think so. Where's your mom? Janet, can you come in?
Yeah, I'm in
Come
my
on in, Janet.
sweats. Sorry
Yeah,
about
that's all right,
that.
Janet. So, have you heard a difference in his singing or a difference in his person since he's been taking it? Hey, how long he's been taking? About two and a half months or 2 months?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a different child. He's happy. He doesn't get discouraged. He struggled a lot with discouragement and depression last year in school, and now he's confident. He wants to go to school. He's not afraid to smile and be happy, and it's like he's come out of a shell. And I really think it's not just the singing, but Deborah has instilled a lot of. She loves her students,
I do
and
love
she
my students.
loves
I
Caleb,
love
and
him.
that makes him feel special. And when you feel loved, you do better.
How about the
too. So-
technique? Do you think the technique itself,
Oh.
if they were to do the training, just if I had it in the form of online product, do you think it would help the student?
Do you know, I really love the exercises, but I love how you've guided him through them, because he used to sing like this, and now he sings like this, And I really feel like the exercises has really developed his range. Like he's 5 or 10 notes lower and 5 or 10 notes higher, and I mean that's been incredible.
How about
to
his
watch.
tone quality?
Tone quality. I've been especially impressed with his lower notes, and I know we work hard on his higher notes, but his lower notes are richer, and he articulates better, and he just seems to love the music better. His head voice is more pure, I think. So
Yeah, and so that's the thing about it. As you work the lower register or the upper register, your lower register comes in because your vocal cords are vibrating like that, and as you get higher and higher, your vocal cords stretch and continue to vibrate.
yeah.
So when you're singing lower notes and the vocal cords are shorter and fatter, there's more taut, and so you're able to hit lower notes
Yeah, it's been really remarkable.
and bridge the breaks in the voice. And the nasality, okay, yeah, it used to be really, really nasal, and we're just starting, so it's going to be even cleaner and more beautiful and more pure. And so I'm excited. I'm excited for
Me
you.
too.
Yeah. Okay, so why don't you just sing something? What do you want to sing? You want to sing an a cappella without the music?
Without the music.
What did you sing for me yesterday?
Never enough, I think it was.
Okay. You want to sing a little bit of that?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. How about that? He just said yeah and just sang for me. He wasn't like that when he first came. He was like that, and now his stance. It just makes me so excited how much more confidence he has. And how do you feel about you yourself?
I feel like way more confident also. Like I'm able to do so much more opportunities and stuff.
You mean just in life and other
Yep.
things? Yeah. Wow. That's voice. A voice is the manifestation of who you are. And when you train those muscles to be what they're meant to be, you even clear issues, insecurities. It just goes away, it just melts away because your voice is silent. You've heard people say, oh, if I only had a voice, if I just had a voice. Well, yes, I'm coming. Okay, so just start singing.
I'm trying to hold my breath, let it stay this way. Can't let this moment end. You set off a dream in me, getting louder now. Can you hear it echoing?
Good, it's better. Now, the flow needs to be even more relaxed as I'm hearing a little with the breath. So, singing is just speaking. So, inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Now, just speak it. Inhale and then exhale the words out.
I'm trying to hold my breath, let it stay this way. Can't let this moment end.
Okay, let's do the higher part.
The nevers?
Uh-huh.
Never, never, never for me, never enough.
Okay, good. Let's do it again. This time I just want you to relax your whole body and just talk it. Do it on an ad first. Put your head up here and look at your hand. Good. Now speak it there.
Never, never, never enough.
That's better. Do it again.
Never enough.
Go on.
For me, for me, for me.
So that was more consistent. It was more focused. Okay. Well, thank you so much for doing this for me. Okay. Oh, okay.
Okay,
All
my
right.
turn to work with him.
Uh-oh. I thought we were just going to talk.
We are, but I will work with him now.
So what?
Hi, I'm Yo-Yo. Welcome. And I'm Clotilde.
I told you, my girls are like their moms. All my girls. I have 4 girls. They're more like mom. They're like take control, confident.
Okay. And
You're
I'm
like-
like Clotilde that's like,
All right.
okay, excuse me, ladies.
Okay,
if
here we
you
go.
want to grab a seat, Mom, actually, you can sit on this bench, Mom. I don't want you to go anywhere.
Okay. And I've learned as and they're very confident because they have their voice, their true voice. Yeah.
What was the starting note that was on?
I don't know. I don't know. We just started anywhere.
And
I'm trying to hold.
I'm trying. Wait,
let's take it up.
I'm
No, I
trying.
like that.
To hold this one.
But he can take it higher.
Let's just take it a little bit higher.
I'm trying.
I'm trying to hold.
I'm trying to hold my breath. I'm trying to hold my breath.
Great, I got it, Mom. Thank you.
Okay.
Let it stay this way. Can't let this moment end. You set off a dream in me,
Got it.
getting louder now. Can you hear it echoing?
Pause a little bit higher.
I'm
I'm trying to hold.
I'm trying to hold my breath.
Take down a bit. I'm trying to hold.
I'm trying to hold my breath. Let it stay this way. Can't let this moment end. You set off a dream in me, getting louder now. Can you hear it echoing?
Go on.
Take my hand, will you share this with me? 'Cause darling, without you.
Great. This, I just want you to speak on pitch. All the shine of 1,000 spotlights. Say, all.
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 All the shine.
All the shine.
All the shine. Just speak.
All the shine.
All the shine of 1,000 spotlights.
All the shine of 1,000 spotlights.
Great. More breath and make it super legato. All the shine of 1,000 spotlights.
All the shine of 1,000 spotlights.
Great. We're not singing yet. We're just connecting the phrases. All the shine of 1,000 spotlights.
All the shine of 1,000 spotlights.
Add some vibrato. All the shine of 1,000 spotlights.
All the shine of 1,000 spotlights.
All the stars we steal
All the stars we steal
from the night sky.
from the night sky.
Ah, 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 ah.
Ah, 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 ah.
Lower the larynx, make it super dumb. Ah, 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 ah.
Ah, 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 ah.
Say duh.
Duh.
Ah,
Uh.
ah, ah.
Uh.
Ah, 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 ah.
Uh.
From the night sky.
From the night sky.
All the shine of 1,000 spotlights all the way to night sky.
All the. Whoops.
You're good?
All the shine of 1,000 spotlights. All the stars we steal from the night sky.
Okay, so I think we were a little low. One, because your range exceeds where you were at. This is gonna be the tough part. This is part we haven't worked. You probably haven't gotten this far. Go. Ah!
Oh!
Ah! Say
Oh!
never,
Never!
never,
Never!
never,
Never!
never,
Never!
never,
Never!
never
Never!
be enough.
Be enough!
Never be enough.
Never be enough!
Make it super dumb. Never be enough.
Never be enough!
All the shine of 1,000 spotlights all the way to never be enough. Go ahead.
All the shine of 1,000 spotlights. All the stars we steal from the night.
All the stars we steal from the night sky
All the stars we steal from the night sky
will never be enough.
will never be enough.
Breathe.
Never be enough. Towers of gold are still too little. These hands could hold the world, but it'll
Breathe.
never be enough. Never be enough for me.
I'm done.
Okay, good.
That was awesome.
Now let me tell you,
What?
before she comes in, let me just tell you what I was hearing through all this. His muscles are still in training. We're still having to stretch out those vocal muscles so that the more it stretches out, the higher the pitch, right? So we have to still work those muscles so that it can be even less breaky, tension, raspy. The more you do the exercises, the cleaner the tone is going to be, the higher he'll be able to sing. Now, if you had heard him when he first started, to where he is right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just came in and took over, but my mom has been working with Caleb for forever. And
No, for,
just for like a few months.
Well, we have last year before COVID struck, and
but
Nice.
it was only what 2 or 3 lessons.
yeah.
Yeah, see,
So how long have you guys been working together?
about 2 months.
Well, that's longer than me and him in this 1 minute. And you have brought him when I first heard him.
Okay.
To now.
So I'm just
good.
saying what you're hearing. You know what you're hearing, and so when he sung the high notes, how did it feel in your throat when you were singing the higher notes?
Honestly, I didn't have a chance to warm up today like we usually do, but
Uh-huh.
my voice kind of feels not that stretchable right now,
Uh-huh.
like available.
Right. And so eventually, his muscles will be conditioned that he can be able to get up in the morning and sing that song with no tension, no raspiness in time. But we have to work it out. Okay, you want
Thank
to?
you so much. No, I want to thank Caleb for coming.
Yes.
And like putting yourself on display. You have come so full circle. It's been
We have to bring him back.
amazing. We'll have to bring you back in a couple
Oh my
months.
gosh,
Okay?
we have to bring
See where
you
you
back.
are.
If you continue to train.
Thank you, Caleb. Please take this side.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thanks, Caleb.
Okay, join us over here. Okay, while they're getting that together, I will answer another question. We talked about classical or pop. Another question that's commonly asked. Do you sing differently for different genres? The vocal production is the same, which means that your larynx should stay down in a low, stable position, and your vocal cords should come together in a coordinated fashion. The more tight and more flush the vocal cords come together, the harder edge the sound. It's like hard rock or gospel, black gospel. That's the tighter it is. If it's a little more loose, then we're probably going into musical theater. And a little more loose, it might be just light pop or jazz or country. Even more loose, that's classical. That's why classical is very difficult to sing, because the muscles have got to be trained and taught, and the larynx need to stay down, right? So, you want to come on this side? One of you come on this side of me?
I want to stay right
Okay.
here.
Oh, you want to be in the middle?
Oh, Mom wants to be in the
We're all divas.
I'm not a diva. I'm actually not a diva.
Don't label me
a diva. To the middle.
You are?
Okay. Okay.
Wait,
so,
I just wanna
let's
say-
talk voice.
So the looser your vocal cords, but that's vocal control, where you're able to have it loose, vibrate in a coordinated fashion, and the larynx stay down. Okay.
Thank you. So you're getting so much of like the deep doctrine of voice and how it functions. Hopefully you followed us thus far. But if you're really just learning and you're kind of getting an overview and maybe you're kind of going, well, I love to sing, and I love watching people sing, but how do they do it consistently? And what does it take to do it professionally and be consistent with that? Yo-Yo and I were just chatting because we both
You
basically
can
have...
take that off now. You live with me forever.
Well, my baby had the sniffles, and I just want to make sure that I was saying, what was that expression? What is that? Trying to pull this mask out of my... Are you scared? Now I am. My baby had the sniffles.
Her baby is less than a year old.
He's 10 months. He still
Okay.
had the sniffles. I just want to be safe.
He's the cutest.
Oh, he is so big.
Well, I'll let you wear the mask.
Okay. It's her expression. She was like, okay. So Yo-Yo was on Broadway for how many years did you do Broadway, Yo?
I
Again.
did Broadway for 3 years, and I'll be going back when COVID is over, when the shutdown is done
Yes.
in July.
And what's so amazing about with Yo-Yo show, she had to sing in an accent, an African accent, 8 shows a week. Hopefully you can hear me. 8 shows a week. And for me, I'm about to do a show called Les Mis, and I'm playing Madame Thénardier, and there's an accent, and there's a character behind that as well. So how do we keep like a healthy way of singing, or what do we do to meet the demands that it takes for, professional singing like that? Any thoughts, Joe?
Yeah, I feel like Broadway is like, it's such a different beast than being an artist. But at the same time, with this technique, you can navigate between both easily. Now, in my situation, I had to sing with an accent, and I had to dance as well as sing at the same time.
Demonstrate.
No. And not right now. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. And so it's different in that your vowels change. It's different in that your breathing might change depending on what you say. And in that, right,
Vowels,
it's
for
tough.
sure.
It's
Yeah.
tough. But with this technique, doing the exercises every day, it allows you to move smoothly, transition smoothly between accents, between
Yeah.
vocal stylings.
Yeah.
But there is a demand, and if you don't stay up on it, you will,
You'll
in
feel the
front of
effects.
a house full of people, fall short.
Well, what I love what she said is that you have to do the exercises. You have to condition, like with what my mom said. If you condition the muscles, you can do a gamut of things and still be in a healthy situation. So, I mean, because they're toned. It's kind of like if you are an athlete, usually athletes can do lots of different things, not just run. They can do, like, I don't know what athletes do, but they can do lots of different sports. I mean,
You don't know what athletes
I don't
can
know.
do.
What do they do? Jump?
You know, they run.
They run.
Some of them
they jump.
leap. Some of them swing their arms.
Some of them climb.
But she's right. It's like working a muscle. It's like what do tennis players do for warm up
Yeah.
versus what do basketball players do
Ooh.
for warm up
You know
or
what that
football
reminds me of?
players, and what do they do that are the same for each sport. I'm
know-
sure there's stretching involved. Go ahead.
This reminds me of Tiger Woods. When he was killing the game, when he was like 20, he was killing the game. And he was doing that for like a good 10 years. And then I remember he took a hiatus. And it's like he wasn't around. Some of you, do you know what I'm talking about? You know who I'm talking about? Anyway, he took a hiatus, and apparently he took a whole season just to work a certain muscle in his game of golf. He came back and just killed, but it was a whole different season of just working this one particular move and muscle so that he could win. Anyway, it just made me think about training and conditioning.
Oh, so we're back.
We're back. Technical difficulties. I promise we didn't stop just so Mom could get a mask.
Usually we say we're black.
Mama,
funny.
that's a family joke,
Well, you know what?
but your
Our
family.
family, we have a lot of fun, right?
Yes. Anyway, pick up.
Okay.
And we're very honest. We're very all out there. Not all of us. She's more reserved like her daddy.
Okay. This is not an intervention.
Okay.
which we do have on a regular interventions in our family.
Anyway.
So she said her baby had sniffles, so I had to go get my mask.
I know.
Anyway, Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods, I was just saying that basically he took a whole season to exercise a certain particular muscle, and then he went back and he was just in top form, like the reviews. I think with your true voice, when you learn to sing truthfully, your way, you can embody so many different styles, like they were saying, right?
Right. It'll be in your own true voice. You'll sing classical, but it'll be your
Your
classical.
voice. So it's not going to sound like Pavarotti.
It's not going to sound like someone else. You're not, and if you start
Yes.
imitating someone else, you are manipulating your muscles, and you're going to have problems.
Can we demonstrate that?
You can if you want.
Yeah, go
Yo-
ahead,
yo-
Clotilde.
both of us,
No,
yo.
go ahead, Chloe.
Yo-Yo and I are going to demonstrate.
Demonstrate,
Oh, my
Clotilde.
goodness.
You
I don't
got
know
it.
No, I mean,
That happened.
just so that if we're singing legit, I wonder, because oftentimes I thought people who sing classically sound the same. And I just thought, maybe, what if we all just sang a little teeny phrase the same and see how different each of our voices sound in the same phrase, perhaps. Are you down?
Have you been trained in classical?
Legit.
I mean, I went to, in high school, that was my major. It was vocal. Yeah.
How about you?
Well, yes.
Well,
I mean, yes.
I've been trained in your technique.
in your technique.
In my technique,
But
yes.
you've been trained classically.
yeah. So let me say something about that though.
Okay.
There are some things that you need to do differently. The vocal production is the same. That means the larynx is down, the vocal cords come together in a coordinated fashion, and the onset. That means the vocal cords coming together. The tighter the onset, the harder the sound. More gospel.
More edgy, more.
Right. The looser the vocal cords, it lends to be more classical.
Is there because there's more airflow through?
No, it's
Or is it
because
the space?
it's the chords. It's the tension in the chords that makes the difference.
So you don't
Because-
use ah for classical. You use perhaps a different.
Well, you can say you know, but there's a little more placement in what we do. We don't do a lot of placement. We just allow it to go where it needs to go naturally. But in classical, it usually
Yes.
resonates more in the mask, in the front of the face.
Okay, well now I want to
Okay.
do it. Now
What's our
because
phrase?
I've been challenged.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Have
I didn't know you were trained classically.
Just joking.
Okay, who's first? Chloe, you go first. And what are we singing? Are we singing a classical song like Ochasate?
I don't know. Let's
Beldi,
or
we can sing
think
Caro
of me.
Mio
A
Bien.
little piece of think of me, maybe.
Let's all sing our own classical thing.
Why don't I
Okay.
just sing the same little bit? Just teach it to me, or think. of
Okay,
me.
this is the
When we
this is the
said
phrase.
goodbye.
Nah,
Yeah.
I
No.
don't like that one.
Okay.
Okay.
Ochasate,
Oh no, let's not.
Ochasate.
D.
D.
I can't
Pierre Valmet.
learn at 68.
No. Okay. Mom can't. You can't. No. This is what.
I
voice
don't learn
really
it.
is. You can't
I'm relaxed.
teach an old dog new tricks.
That's right.
It's not
I
right.
get it now.
It's not right because last week we had a lady
Okay.
comment on our feed.
Yes, that's
saying
true.
she's 68.
That was
How
a
can I
joke.
do this?
Oh yeah, you
And
could
it helped
train
her.
your voice, yes.
Yes,
But
well-
learning Italian in a couple of seconds,
Yes.
no.
Well,
All right,
what I'm saying,
regrouping.
and I also had a lady who was 68. She was one of my finest students. Do you
Oh,
remember
she had a
her?
gorgeous voice.
Oh gosh, I love her so much. She sounded like a 20-year-old when she found her true voice.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
the most youthful and most beautiful. Anyway.
Okay, let's
Okay.
all sing our own classical.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. And then Mom, you just help us because you've been classically trained too. Okay.
Oh my gosh, wait, I wasn't prepared for this. Go ahead.
I am. I wake up prepared.
Okay.
Okay.
Diva.
You want me to go first?
Yes, go ahead, Chloe. Do you need to stand?
No.
Oh boy.
Think of me fondly when we've said goodbye.
Okay, can I do something with that?
Yes.
Okay.
She's asking
Now.
you. I didn't hear a response.
What she's doing is placing her tone and she's putting it there and she doesn't speak like that. So regardless whether it's classical or pop, you should put it on your spoken voice.
Oh.
Yes.
Yes.
So let's hear the difference. Say ah.
Ah.
And point to that little cup there. Ah ah ah.
Ah, ah, ah.
Duh.
Duh.
Ah ah ah.
Ah, ah, ah.
Now speak it there.
Think of me fondly when we've said goodbye.
Okay, that was awesome. I actually did hear a
I
difference.
did hear a
but
difference
it wasn't
as well.
until the latter half that you
Yes.
kind of clicked in.
Yes, yes, Mom.
What about-
You are so
Oh,
good.
Okay. Okay, you ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
And so it's still there's a lot more I would like to do with that.
Yes.
And
But
also,
she's still,
we'll come back to
because
it.
she's even though it's dumb, she's still doing this thing instead of think of me, talk it. Think of me fondly.
Think.
You're going think. It's think.
Think.
Duh.
Duh.
Think of me.
Think of me.
You're going me. See, see, that's more.
That's- I felt
allow
that
it-
here.
Yeah, you allow it to vibrate in the mask.
Yes.
Think
space I was
of
talking
me.
Think of me. Think of me.
There, go on.
Think of me fondly when we've said goodbye.
That's a better classical.
Ooh.
I also have some things that
More
I would,
on
I
the
would do
spoken
now.
voice.
Okay. My turn?
Okay.
So you're working with kind of like the contralto version of a classical voice.
Oh my gosh. Just saying.
A contralto, you?
You're
This
not
is a
even
contralto.
I'm everything.
This is a mess up.
What? Oh, a mezzo. I heard mess up.
Oh, no, a mezzo.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh,
cessate di piegarmi, o lasciartemi morir, o lasciartemi morir.
Okay. Thank you.
Yo-Yo, you are so good.
Okay, so
That's Chloe.
now you tend to do that little Broadway thing with it. That little thing you do.
Sorry.
It has to have a line.
Feels good.
It's just, it has to have a line. So it's like pearls, one note after the other. It's like pearls, a string of pearls. What are the first three words? Oh, just say the words.
Oh,
Just the words, just.
Oh, cessate.
Oh, say, oh. Now speak it there. Oh,
Oh, cessate di piegarmi, o lasciartemi morir.
that's better.
Wow.
That's more classical.
I
felt
actually
better.
heard a
You said-
difference.
mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, cessate di
Cut.
pier-
So the vocal, I'm sorry.
No, it's good.
I'm trying
It's good,
to be.
Mom.
I'm trying to
To be like Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh,
Moving on.
then that's a whole big difference. Okay,
okay,
I'll
okay.
just sit and.
No,
listen.
Jesus wouldn't just sit.
Yeah, he would help me out.
Yeah.
Okay, but not just stop you.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, right?
It was great, Mom. Go on.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So now you want to do another something? Do something Broadway.
Well, what time are we at? I think
Oh,
we're
wow.
there.
We're about 2 minutes away. Do you want to sing something, Mom?
Yes. Do you
I
want to
do
say something?
not.
I think you should.
She doesn't want
I
to.
don't think I should.
I think you should, and I think you should let me help you.
Well, if you're gonna sing something, then I should be the one to help you. But if you don't want to sing someone,
So next week I will sing something and I will let them both help me.
You know why? Because we're gonna have our two other sisters possibly
Oh. Okay. When are they coming?
with us.
When are they coming?
well, that is something we can talk about.
We will talk about
Oh,
it, and we'll keep you
know what?
posted.
No, we can't. We have to sit right here,
No.
and then you come, and then if
That's
they, if
not-
there's
Oh, cessate di piegarmi, lasciartemi morir.
Think of me fondly. Just joking.
Those were our Broadway versions of classical.
Thank you for coming. Let's talk, boys. We will
No.
see you.
We will see you
We'll
next
see you.
time.
No, no.
We'll let you know.
Bye, bye, bye.